Do not take your religion for granted. Don't say, because I say Shahadat one time, I'm going to be saved forever. Everything that we are using, it gets old, it gets dirty, it gets torn. Our religion, that much that you are renewing, that much is going to be fresh. That much is going to give you refreshment. And that much, you're going to make a connection to the Akhirat, to our real home. More you're giving Shahadat, more you must turn away from this dunya, to the reality, to the Mawla. We're not giving Shahadat of this dunya. We're not giving Shahadat of our ego. We are not giving Shahadat of our hawa and our nafs and shaitan. We must give Shahadat, must bear witness only to Allah and His Prophet. We are here following the sunnah of the Prophet. Only in following the sunnah can you worship Allah properly. In order to follow the sunnah properly, we have to give everything in the way of the Prophet. We want the highest stations in dunya, and everyone is willing to work for it. You want the highest stations in dunya, you're going to make sure your children go to the best schools and they work hard for it. But Muslims, foolish Muslims, 21st century Muslims, they want the highest stations in paradise and they say, no need to work for it. No need. More foolish ones saying, don't work for it. And they see us working for it, say, look at these foolish people going up and down and saying Allah. No need. Isn't Allah Karim? But you don't have that much faith with Allah for the dunya. Why you don't say about the dunya? Then Allah is Karim. He's going to provide for me. You don't. You run. And in reality, if you are running for the sake of this dunya, even if you call yourself a Muslim, a believer, but you're not believing it is Allah that is Razak. Allah is the one who's giving you the provision. But you are saying, because I went to school, because I got a good job, because I work hard, I'm earning this much. Oh, very big mistake you've done. That time, very big mistake you've done. Don't expect then that rizq, that provision, that sustenance is going to be 100% halal. Because you have discounted Allah. You have pushed Allah aside. You're saying, it's because of me. My effort, I'm getting this. But you're not saying, inshallah. You're not saying, it is Allah who is deciding. Foolish 21st century Muslims now, they are so afraid. They are so afraid of living moderately. When it comes to Islam, they say moderate Islam. Islam light. But when it comes to dunya, heavy dunya, they say kafir dunya. But Holy Prophet is saying the opposite. When it comes to the dunya, have a moderate life. A life that is simple. The life that is not going to preoccupy you and make you to be busy and to be obsessed, to drive you away from remembrance of Allah and His Prophet. But when it comes to Akhirat, you must go full force. That much that you're collecting, that much higher your station is going to be, that much nearer you're going to be to your Lord. Because our Lord is our maqsood. Our Lord is our goal. Our Prophet is our goal. Our Shaykh is our goal. Our goal is not this dunya, this foolish dunya, this empty dunya, this fake dunya, who has seen not one Kisra, not one Caesar. We have seen not one Firaun. We have seen not one Nimrod. We have seen millions and billions come and go. And where are they now? Is the dunya holding them high? Or is the dunya swallowing and turning them, grinding them in the ground? Our purpose is to remember Allah. Our purpose is to remember our home. Not to make this home to become a paradise. It's never going to be a paradise. This earth is designed as a test. This earth is asfal as-safilin. This earth is the lowest of the low. It is not the highest of the high. It is the lowest of the low. this earth, this planet, this world is a toilet that our father Adam alayhi salam, when he ate from the forbidden fruit and he had to relieve himself, and there is no dirtiness in the paradise, he was sent down to earth to release himself. And this is the dirtiness that we are living in. If man understands this, then his ideas must change, his attitudes must change, his longing must change, his desires must change, yes. Our foolish 21st century Muslims, they are very scared of living moderately. They are very scared of living simple. They say, we have to show, we have to live luxury. Yeah, we are also saying, okay, if you want to live luxury, at least live luxury Islamically too. In the past, there are so many Muslims who had money. For example, if they have a wedding, they celebrate not for one day, 4 hours. Some brothers, they have 2-3 weddings. But in the old days, 40 days wedding they have. Not one day, not 7 days, 40 days. And they continuously feed people for 40 days. Thanksgiving, that is the real Thanksgiving. You want to, the more you give, the more Allah is going to send. They invite the whole town, the whole village. Imagine now why Islam and the Muslims, they're not going to be strong. Imagine if we're living here, right now. We're living where? In the Catskill Mountains, in Sydney Center. Imagine we're all Muslims here. Imagine, I know it's a stretch, but imagine. And there is a wedding. And if you live simple, you'll be able to give for 40 days too, yes. Cut one bull, it's going to last you a couple of days, 3 days. And you invite everyone to come. And what kind of bond, what kind of jamaat is going to be? What kind of prayers from the poor people? You're gathering all the poor people to eat, and they'll be so happy. They're praying for you. What kind of blessings will that be? What kind of holy association will come from that? It's unthinkable, isn't it? Because it's so beautiful. It's almost like paradise. You're inviting and you're giving food. And the feeling of giving, feeding someone, you can never replace that. Never. You cook something and you give them to eat and they're eating it. Never you can replace that. Nothing. Not writing a check, not nothing, because you are doing it, you are seeing it. And Razak is Allah. And you are mimicking, you are repeating the actions of Allah by feeding it. You are the tool that Allah is providing and you are serving it. And that time, how the faith is going to be weak? Never. How Islam is going to be weak? It will not. How the community is going to be weak? Never. It's going to be so strong. The faith is going to grow. But today's world, sadly, fundraising, charity dinners, not feeding the poor, feeding the rich, getting money, going there only also for tax exempt status. So many things we need to relearn. Inshallah Rahman, before it gets too late, we will. Who knows? But definitely when Mahdi alayhi salam is calling the takbir and he's here, all these foolish ways will all go out of the window. The old ways will come back. The real ways must come back, inshallah Rahman. Fatiha.